As the Ukraine conflict continues to intensify, a shocking security incident has erupted in the heart of Moscow, sending ripples of tension across global capitals. At the same time, Russian forces are accelerating operations on multiple fronts in eastern Ukraine, while high-level diplomatic talks struggle to deliver any breakthrough. From the battlefield to backroom negotiations, today's developments signal a rapidly shifting international landscape. Subscribe now for fast, reliable breaking updates. Early reports confirmed that a senior Russian military intelligence general was wounded in a targeted shooting outside his residence in the Russian capital, marking one of the most serious security incidents inside Moscow since the conflict began. Authorities stated that the attacker fired multiple shots before fleeing the scene, triggering an immediate citywide manhunt. Investigators opened a criminal case within hours, while forensic teams secured the area and reviewed surveillance footage. The general, age 64, is known to have overseen counterterrorism operations in previous overseas missions and was awarded one of Russia's highest state honors in 2017 for military service. Officials have not released detailed medical updates, only confirming that he was rushed to a Moscow hospital for treatment. While no group has claimed responsibility, the timing of the attack, amid intensified fighting in Ukraine and stalled diplomatic talks, has fueled widespread speculation about rising covert tensions. Security around key military figures has reportedly been tightened, and analysts warn the incident reflects a dangerous new phase where the conflict's impact is no longer confined to the battlefield. Across multiple frontline sectors, Russian forces are intensifying pressure with coordinated ground assaults, heavy artillery, and relentless UAV operations, targeting key defensive zones around strategic settlements in the Donetsk region. According to battlefield updates cited by regional military observers, several rural defensive lines have already collapsed, allowing Russian units to push forward and narrow Ukraine's supply corridors. In the southern approaches near key transport routes, Russian assault groups reportedly secured control over multiple fortified positions, a move analysts say could place entire Ukrainian formations at risk of partial encirclement. Drone strikes have increasingly focused on logistics convoys, ammunition depots, and artillery units, disrupting resupply efforts and forcing Ukrainian forces to spread thinner across expanding contact lines. While no official territorial figures have been fully verified, both sides acknowledge intensified clashes spanning dozens of kilometers of front line. The pace of operations has notably increased over the past 10 days, with near-continuous combat reported in several sectors. Military experts warn this phase is less about rapid breakthroughs and more about grinding pressure, slowly exhausting defenses, isolating strongholds, and setting conditions for larger maneuvers ahead. Ukrainian officials now confirm that a large number of satellite communication terminals used by Russian forces on the battlefield have been disabled, triggering widespread disruptions in command, coordination, and drone operations across several active front sectors. According to Ukraine's Ministry of Digital Transformation, verified Starlink terminals registered to Ukrainian units remain fully operational, while unauthorized devices connected to Russian formations have been systematically blocked. Military analysts note that Russia had deployed thousands of these terminals to guide UAV strikes, transmit real-time reconnaissance footage, and maintain frontline communications in areas where conventional networks were unreliable. Following the shutdowns, multiple Russian assault attempts reportedly stalled as units struggled to synchronize movements and adjust artillery fire in real time. Officials involved in the verification process stated that the system is updated daily, allowing newly approved Ukrainian devices to reconnect while maintaining restrictions on unauthorized terminals. Early battlefield assessments indicate noticeable slowdowns in Russian drone strike frequency in several contested zones over the past week, though precise percentages have not been publicly released. Ukraine also acknowledged that Russian forces are attempting workarounds, including mobile network SIM cards and alternative data relays, but these remain less stable under combat conditions. Experts describe this development as one of the most significant technological shifts of the conflict in recent months, demonstrating how digital control now rivals artillery and armor as a decisive weapon on the modern battlefield. High-level talks between Russia, Ukraine, and the United States have concluded in the Middle East without any major breakthrough, underscoring how deeply divided the sides remain. Officials from all delegations acknowledge that territorial disputes continue to be the core obstacle, with no agreement reached on future borders or security guarantees. Despite days of closed-door discussions, negotiators returned to their capitals largely empty-handed. The only confirmed progress came in the form of a prisoner exchange, with 157 detainees released by each side in a deal mediated by international partners. the first swap of this scale in months. Diplomatic sources describe the atmosphere as tense but controlled, noting that while dialogue channels remain open, expectations for a near-term settlement are fading. Analysts warn that continued battlefield escalation is now directly undermining trust at the negotiating table, making compromise increasingly difficult. For many observers, the stalled talks highlight a harsh reality. While diplomacy continues in theory, the war's momentum on the ground is shaping outcomes far faster than words in conference rooms. As fighting intensifies and positions harden, the question grows louder. Is diplomacy buying time or simply delaying a wider and more dangerous phase of the conflict? Tensions are rapidly rising beyond Ukraine as diplomatic retaliation and military positioning reshape the security landscape across the continent. In recent days, Russia and Germany exchanged expulsions of diplomatic personnel, a clear signal that relations between Moscow and major European capitals are hardening rather than easing. Both sides accused each other of hostile actions, closing yet another channel of trust at a critical moment. At the same time, NATO is strengthening its eastern defenses. Germany has confirmed plans to significantly expand its troop presence in Lithuania, increasing deployments from roughly 500 soldiers to around 1,800, with long-term goals of reaching nearly 4,800 troops by 2027. This marks one of Berlin's most substantial overseas military commitments since World War II. The buildup is designed to reinforce NATO's front line against perceived threats along the Baltic corridor, a narrow but strategically vital region linking Poland with Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Military analysts warn that this zone has become one of Europe's most sensitive pressure points. Together, diplomatic breakdowns and expanding troop deployments paint a clear picture. The conflict's ripple effects are now firmly embedded across Europe, transforming political tensions into concrete military realities. While fighting rages in Ukraine and tensions rise across Europe, new flashpoints are simultaneously heating up in the Middle East and beyond, signaling a broader shift in global security dynamics. Iranian military sources have confirmed the deployment of advanced Russian-made attack helicopters and the expansion of underground missile infrastructure, alongside public statements announcing a transition toward a more assertive military posture. At the same time, the United States and Iran have launched direct high-level negotiations in Oman, marking their first face-to-face talks in months. Officials say discussions are centered on Iran's nuclear program, but also include missile capabilities and regional security influence, issues that have shaped Middle Eastern tensions for years. Meanwhile, strategic maneuvering continues in the Americas and Asia. Mexico is exploring humanitarian fuel shipments to Cuba despite economic pressure from Washington, while the United States and India are finalizing key elements of a new bilateral trade framework aimed at strengthening long-term cooperation. Analysts emphasize that these developments are not isolated events. Together, they reflect a world entering a phase of synchronized geopolitical pressure, where actions in one region now trigger rapid consequences in another. From Europe to the Middle East and across global power centers, today's crises are increasingly interconnected, reshaping the international order at unprecedented speed. As tensions escalate from Moscow to Ukraine and ripple across Europe and the Middle East, today's developments reveal a world entering a far more unstable phase. What began as a regional conflict is now reshaping diplomacy, security, and power balances on a global scale, with consequences unfolding faster than ever before. Do you believe these events are pushing the world closer to a wider confrontation, or could diplomacy still change the course ahead? Share your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if you found this update helpful and subscribe for real-time breaking news. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next update.